99.9 is on now.
Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's 17 minutes past the hour of 7. I am Ari Shaw and this is Christal, and we are the odd couple this morning.
You're really going to brand us like that?
Morning.
You're really going to brand us like that? People will start saying and thinking things, I'll send you a loyal letter.
Good morning, everyone within the sound of my voice. Getting ready to go to work this morning. Maybe you're already on your way to work. Maybe you're having breakfast. Good morning to you. It's Friday. It's the most anticipated day of the week.
Is it? Holidays are the most anticipated day. Oh, day of the week. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Whichever day the holiday falls on. When is the next holiday?
I don't know. Today's not probably Christmas.
Why we can't petition for a holiday on November 1st and 2nd?
I was saying that.
Yeah. Just like how y'all put a petition to remove Mrs. Fiji, we could do one.
Let me say this though. I almost forgot. I went to Golden Vale last night and I was seeing a bit of people at the ceremony at the cemetery.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this really died down, boy. But when I was coming home, Lomans Leeward was packed.
Okay.
You could barely pass there to go home. It was packed. Love to see it. Love. They had music. They had I don't know anybody in Lomans to pull off.
No, did you go to any cemetery last night?
Yeah, I went to the one in Golden Vale.
Golden Vale, right?
Yeah.
Right. You could read between the lines with that one. I didn't go to any. But it's now 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. Our WhatsApp number to hit us up is 4579997. The number to call is 4579997. That's how we roll right here. We make things easy for you. All right. So first up this morning, we're going to talk about, there's a video that's on social media. It was posted by Troublemaker. But if you type in Troublemaker, you probably would not be able to find it because these some real weird characters.
Whoever Troublemaker is, she could be a media host because
she or he,
because they always posting videos pop up in St. Vincent.
But anyways, this last video, it says that it happened in Bottle Glass in Barley. Good morning to Bagger. But looking at it, we're trying to ascertain whether or not it's real. And if it's really Barley, if it's really St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and if it really happened recently. But the video shows two women, right?
It looks like two women.
It looks like two women fighting.
Child. Yep.
Scuffling in the road in the darkness. And there's a child in the middle of it. And at one point I saw, did she throw the child on the ground?
It looked like she just dropped on the ground, picked him or her and picked them back up. And during the fight, the child was like an accessory during the fight.
But the way she fling around the child too in the middle of the two women scuffling and whatever. And I don't know, at the end of the video, one woman was throwing what looked like punches. But at the same time, I'm thinking, did she have a weapon in her hand?
It looked like she picked up a knife, or I am not sure.
That like video was chaos. In her hand.
That video was chaos.
But that's wild. If it is, I mean, at the root of it, it kind of doesn't matter where it happened. The fact that it happened, and some people are just wild. Not even your child, a child looks about 2 or 3, because the child didn't move when they fell on the ground or were thrown on the ground.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it again because in my mind I'm thinking thrown, but you think fell on the ground.
No, I think she dropped the child. I didn't think she threw.
But why you have a child in your hand and fighting? The child was not enough for you to stop fighting.
One would think, right? One would think. But
people what happens behind closed doors?
Right? What camera doesn't capture? But the person in the comment was saying maybe the person has a
mental
illness or disorder or something. That's the only thing that I could use to make sense out of that, because
it doesn't make any sense, right?
One would think with a child that's enough for you to stop, but
no, not for everybody. Not everybody that ill treats a child has a mental illness to her.
That is also
some people just really wicked. But I mean, it is right to try to figure out all the reasons leading up to a particular point. It reminds me of the the video, an incident of there was this woman who had a child, a baby. She was just lying on the ground, and the woman was sitting there next to her. She was just lying on the ground. And I think it was after some time we found out that she was not mentally well. But in terms of like mental illness and parenting, it's pretty real. It's pretty real. It's something that we overlook. I also remember another story. Trigger warning for those mothers and fathers out there. Do you remember the story of the young lady that took her son's life? Baby, it was a baby, because she was so frustrated with things. Father was not supporting, and she ended up taking the baby's life. Unfortunately, yeah, here in St. Vincent and Grenadines a couple years ago. All right. It was going around quite a lot, quite a number of stories on that.
There's quite a number of stories of children being abandoned as well, left in dumpsters, left at hospitals. Or there was one recently, I don't remember what country, I think it's Grenada. One of those, one Caribbean country where they found a child with urine and feces on them.
I think I heard of a story in Trinidad.
Yeah, it's Trinidad. It's Trinidad.
Was it child or children?
I don't remember. I don't remember. But the sad thing is to me, Christal, Rollies and I just yesterday made a call to parents to do better in wake of the 3-year-old dying in the fire, and as well as the child that went missing in Sand Hill.
How y'all managed yesterday though? I would have cried. I would have cried if I had to talk about those two things at that point in this story, because they were fresh stories.
Yeah.
Right. It is going to take a lot more than a call. Like, everybody has to get involved in this, because one, it takes a village to raise a child. I don't mean physical village, but people like support. Two, the government also has to play a role. While it may not be your direct responsibility and it's not your fault, you have a role to play in like parenting as well, in terms of support. There's a parent or parents who need support. They should be able to go somewhere to get some support. The government, they have that in place, right? And then there's a church. Then there's a school in terms of education as well, because there's a number of issues that could have been resolved with basic knowledge, prevented rather with basic knowledge.
What is our social work department? What's that? Welfare.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't all of that fall under welfare to have programs to counsel young mothers?
Yeah, there's also like Marian
programs.
House, right? You can go to get assistance, because there are programs in place to help people. You can go. How much of it is being promoted? Should it be promoted more? I think that's debatable. Do women and men
We heard you, men. Mm-hmm.
I have to say that, because some of the men, they just walk away and leave the woman alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that as well because there are some men who are single parents.
Mm-hmm.
Do they automatically think I guess not, in their struggles, okay, I gotta go to welfare, I gotta go to Marian House, I gotta go to the church, I have to go here, there, and everywhere? Do they know, like, automatically in their minds, do they think this is where I should go, could go, and need to go?
And another thing we were saying yesterday is that clearly the sense of community still exists, because a lot of people came out to help find the young girl who was missing in the Sand Hill area. But if it is that this video is in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and it is in Bottle and Glass, I really think the community, it was your duty to do a lot better than to stand and watch or take out your phone and record this. Somebody should have tried to get this child away from this woman. There was a number of persons in the background of that video. Somebody should have stepped in to rescue the child. The child is innocent in all of that. That child don't look older than 3 years old.
Mm.
The child is innocent in that entire encounter. Somebody should have taken the initiative to go and get the child.
People don't care, boy.
People
don't care.
I won't go immediately and say people don't care, because there could be an element of shock that is happening. You're watching and you can't believe it happening and you just freeze. It happens. That's not something you see every day. You know, somebody just drop the child on the ground, pick up the child, swing in the child.
But she would have had the child before the child was dropped on the ground. Before the child hit the ground, she would have had the child.
Good point. And
Intervene.
even
There's so many people to intervene.
but even the person she was fighting, you went and charge at somebody with a child in their hand? Really? Really? That's it's highly disappointing. But
I guess in the moment too, nobody's studying all of that, and like you said, shock. Nobody paying attention to all of that. But I find children. I mean, say it in dialect. Children just go through too much of thing, yeah. Too much of thing. Up to this God living day, I'm gonna bring it back. Up to this God living day, I have not seen a follow-up story concerning Lenny from Diamond. Not a single story. It probably came out in incognito. It probably came out as a ghost. I don't know where it is. No follow-up story. Nobody's been held accountable, or we don't know who has been held accountable.
who's Lenny?
Why? Lenny was a little 7-year-old boy who was found in a car badly decomposing.
When was this?
Over a year ago. Over a year ago. Because, yes, over a year ago. Autopsy report was another saga because we don't know how he died. People were saying he accustomed doing this, he accustomed doing that. At 7 years old, you find him in a car. Not just dead, but badly decomposing up to this day. We, the general public, and I think it was a matter of public interest because he's 7 and the nature of the incident. We don't know. We don't know. Children has go through too much, and there's so many stories out there that media people would know, they cannot share. Police will know, they cannot share. Social services will know, they cannot share. The church will know, and they cannot share. Children has go through too much thing in this place, too much. And there are community people who know and sit down and say and do nothing. Thank God, yeah. I hope that child gets a little bit of a health check and social services do what they need to do to bring the parents, because it's man and woman. Too often we issues come up where the mother is the headline, but we don't talk about the father too.
Yeah. But in this specific situation, the father wasn't flinging the child.
Wasn't. But at the same time, we don't know if the father is also in what is perceived to be a poor state.
Okay, good point.
That's why I bring it to
But I really think that if that really and truly is Bartlett and Glass and Vincent, I really think that child needs counseling for sure. Because as Caribbean people,
the child,
yes,
child is
growing
2 or
up.
3.
Listen, growing up, as Caribbean people, what we will do?
Remind
Attach a
them.
name.
Oh.
That child name Fling Back. That child name Jappy. That child name what else?
Remember when him mother been dropping
Why you calling him Fling Back? When his mother did fling him when he 3 years old.
Oh man.
Okay. That's why I said
That's not gonna happen in this case.
We don't know that.
I'm telling you. I'm speaking it into existence. It's not gonna happen.
It sounds like you're lying. There's a difference
I'm not
between
lying.
speaking something into existence.
I'm speaking it into existence.
That is, yeah. But the time is 7:30. We got a break and come back at 7:35.